let's start with you, Clive. How long have you had Hiver Muay Thai for?
I've opened it about 3 years ago. 3 years ago in October just gone, so 3.5 years ago nearly.
Grand. And how has business been like since then?
Yeah, it's been good all the time, steady numbers all the time. So
Okay, fair enough.
14 or 16 in each class.
Oh, that's amazing, actually. Now, considering that we are going to be chatting about Valkyries and whatnot, this is obviously Ireland's first all-female Muay Thai fight card. And you are actually chatting away and you kind of expressed that it could be difficult at times to match up female fighters with one another. What has that been like since the 3 years that you've been coaching and you've had Hiver Muay Thai for?
For the match in the females?
Yeah.
We actually have to go to England a lot to get the girls matched. Recently enough now, it hasn't been too bad. Shannon has fought once in Ireland? Twice in the last 3 years, and Emma, you fought what? Probably twice in Ireland, in the last few years. That's really been it, bar smaller kids like.
Crazy. And is it tough, or is it, I'm assuming it's obviously time consuming just to be constantly organising said fights and going over to the UK non-stop. But have you seen the advantage or the significant improvement in your fighters, considering that they're always travelling to fight?
Yeah, definitely. Especially travelling to England, I think the standard over there is very high, so that gives the girls a level to work for,
When you found out that Valkyries is coming up, was it just kind of like a little sigh of relief of, finally, the girls have something to look forward to?
Yeah, well, I was curious to see how many of the girls Niamh could actually match. And to be honest, she done a pretty good job. I think I've sent her 5 names and she matched 4 of them, all bar one girl. So I was actually surprised she matched most of the girls, to be honest.
Yeah, it's super good, in fairness. Now, let's talk a little bit to you, Shannon. So you're in your 20s, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Clive told me that you've been fighting for around 3 years now, or training under Clive's wing for 3 years, correct?
Yeah.
Were you fighting beforehand, or is Hiver Muay Thai where you first started Muay Thai?
I'm completely new to it when I started at Hiver Muay Thai. So get in the ring and see how you get on.
Exactly. And at what age did you start, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, at 24 when I started.
Oh, wow. And what encouraged you to walk into the gym?
Well, to be honest, I was playing rugby before it and I got a bad injury and I said, that's me done with sports. And then that didn't last very long. I got very bored at home. So I said, I give this a go, and absolutely loved it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's quite an addicting sport. So what do you do outside of the gym now?
I work in a cafe just here in town, so my days would be kind of filled up with that, and then it's, if I'm not here, I'm training or I'm working, and that's pretty much it.
Fair enough. And when did you start fighting? So I know you have Valkyries is going to be your 5th fight, correct?
Yeah.
And what was that change since, from training Muay Thai to going, you know what, I'm going to step into the ring, I'm going to take that leap of faith, in inverted commas, and start competing?
Well, it was kind of it happened really quickly, to be honest.
Did it? In what way? Did Clive just throw you in there?
You're signed up, you're fighting, and I was like, okay, go and see if I get on, and that was it. It was bit by the book. Then I absolutely loved it.
Okay, Clive, what was your plan of action there, or your strategy in just throwing her in there?
I just threw her in. Personally, been training well and all that sort of thing. And was it just after COVID? Was it, or was it in the middle of COVID? Just after COVID. I think it was probably one of the first shows in Ireland. It was on up in Belfast, and she actually fought Niamh on that show.
Oh, no way. We
knew nothing about Niamh, but Shannon was doing well with her sparring and her training and that, so we just said we give it a go. When I asked her, she said yes, so that was it really.
That's
so
it.
fast we went.
Yeah, it's very hard to get a competitive person to say no to another competition, in fairness. It was just being thrown into the bus and then like figuring it out from there. So obviously, Shannon, you're working at the cafe and then you're practicing Muay Thai and you're also fighting now. How was your pro debut that happened, I believe, a month ago or a few weeks ago? When was that?
Weekend.
Just at the weekend there, yeah.
There you go. Congrats, by the way. How did that go?
It was brilliant. Like, I was quite shocked at, the feeling of not wearing shin pads and hitting somebody. I was a bit kind of like, oh God, I end up hurting my leg in the first round or whatever, but you actually feel nothing until like the next day. But while you're in there, you don't feel a thing, so you nearly feel more free like doing it. So I was very happy with the performance.
Were you expecting to turn pro in your fourth fight?
No, not no.
But that's mainly down to the lack of opponents for amateur. Just in Ireland, like if she was in England, she probably could have 10 amateur fights before she'd have to turn pro.
Yeah.
It's just opponents here, so that's mainly the reason. Not taking anything away from Shannon or anything, but that's...
No. I know. I think it's quite like it's weird because the way like turning pro or going pro is such a massive thing that a lot of athletes and junior fighters dream of. And I'm not saying that it is unfortunate that they turn pro early on, because that's a massive kudos to them, and it's at least better than walking away from the sport or just not competing anymore. I think that's the message that you're trying to give off, right, Clive?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so walking into Valkyries, now your second pro fight. I understand that last weekend didn't go in your favor. In saying that, what did you learn from your first pro fight that you're bringing into Valkyries, Shannon?
Get out of your head. Don't stand there and think. There's no point thinking when you're in the ring. Like, it's kind of a bit late for that. Just keep marching forward, and that's it. Like, win or lose, it doesn't matter. As long as you're giving 100%, you can't be mad at yourself at all. And that's it. Just keep pushing for the next one.
Yeah, 100%. Clive, the sports psychology mindset behind that, is that something that you constantly instill in your fighters?
Yeah, that's it, definitely, yeah. Myself and Shannon talked after our fight. There was a few mistakes we both made in it. I could have given her better advice for the corner, and just a few little things like that. And she learned from them, and surely she's going to be better the next time.
Exactly. Emma, so you're 17 and your first pro fight.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I know that you have around 22 fights. Did I get that number correct, Clive?
22 amateur junior fights and 4 amateurs, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that going into the 25th of March?
Yeah, I'm excited, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You're just excited. Ready to go.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about Muay Thai yourself. So is that like something unique to you among your friend group, or is it quite common in your friends?
Well, no.
Yeah.
Like in school, like I suppose I'd be kind of the only one. But yeah, no. Well, I heard like it.
And there is quite a massive junior scene happening in Ireland, correct? Like there are quite a good few girls. I think it's the trying to fight at your age and weight and level. Is that it, Clive?
What's that?
Emma obviously is 17 and stuff, and she is super. And it's going to be super exciting to see her go into her pro fight. In saying that, it's again the same reason that she's turning pro at 17 is trying to find the correct matchup. Yeah,
that's it really. There's not really many other options in Ireland. I think Emma has fought everybody in Ireland at her weight and age really. Her last fight? Cork, was it? Yeah, she fought on a woman as well, so she's actually gone from fighting teenagers to fighting women as well. It's either that or you're just training without a fight and they kind of lose interest in it then that way. So
yeah. Emma, how does it feel to be the most badass teenager in Ireland right now? Just saying. It's unreal, honestly. Like the fact that you're doing this at 17 is amazing. And it's super to hear that, like, I feel like you have found your sport, and I'm very excited to see where your name is going to take you, without me trying to kiss your ass too much either. It's more just like, I love to see young girls doing amazing things in sports. That's basically it. So obviously we've got Valkyries coming up. It's going to be an all-female fight night, and I'm sure you guys are excited to see your fellow female fighters in Ireland just compete. I think it's quite cool to see an event happen that you guys can look forward to on a yearly basis, if not more. Clive, you've got, is it just Emma and Shannon? I know you mentioned you have 2 other fighters as well.
I have Leila, who is fighting a girl from Waterford called Casey. The 2 girls actually done a demo maybe 2 months ago, and was very close, so that'll be a good fight. And Emma's sister Heather is fighting. She's fighting a girl called Eva from Valhalla in Wexford. And I actually seen her fighting not last weekend, the weekend before, and she's very good. Heather's a lot more experience over her, but Eva looks very strong, so that should be a good fight also. And
what should people expect from Shannon and Emma?
I'm not sure what to expect myself at times, but it does turn up, and I'm sure they'll surprise you.
Okay, that's fair enough. Any final words, girls, ahead of both of your fights?
You're not going to get much out of them.
We'll see it in the ring, I guess, right?
Yeah.
That's basically it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's 30 minutes on the dot. So that's basically it. I genuinely can't wait to see you guys fight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.